Hi, it's me, Chio. Welcome. Today's topic is advice for Nigerian fantasy writers, which was requested by Anne Idako. I hope I pronounced your name right. She is also a writer and was in need of a little motivation and advice to help her along. This video isn't just for her though, it's for every writer out there struggling or who just wants a little more push to get by. To know what advice to give, I had to do a little research to know what the problems are. So I'm going to list a few of them now. 1. Nigerian fantasy is hard to find. This covers all kinds of fantasy, either Nigerian fantasy or fantasy written by Nigerians. 2. There's sometimes a language barrier. Some good works of fantasy aren't written in languages a large group of people understand. 3. Most famous Nigerian writers don't get famous while living in Nigeria. 4. A lot of readers have had bad experiences reading Nigerian fantasy, so they tend to avoid it. 5. It can be difficult to connect with characters in Nigerian fantasy. 6. Most readers don't know who these writers are in the first place. I'm not talking about their whole backstory, I'm talking about just a little bit that qualifies them to write this kind of stories. Now that we have those problems listed, let's figure out what to do about them. Number 1, you have to learn to make your book searchable and available to readers. There are tons of e-book stores and physical bookstores available in Nigeria and the world at large. I can promise you, as long as you have something to write and you write it well, there are people all over the world willing to read it. Do not limit yourself to one location because you think no one cares. Just give it a try, make an effort, you'll be surprised how many people actually want your book. Number 2, learn to advertise your book. I've said it before and I'll say it again, advertising is a huge part of the writing business. If you want readers to be able to find your book, then you have to present it to them. They have to know that this book is actually available. Number 3, you might be good at expressing yourself in only one language, be it Igbo, Yoruba, Pidgin, or what have you. But not that many people understand you. It's not your fault, but if you don't want it to become a problem, you have to learn to invest in a translator. Get your book written in other languages that more people can understand. Number 4, stop thinking that only the fantasy writers outside the country can make it. Sure, a lot of them got opportunities because they were somewhere else, but in this internet age, that doesn't matter at all. Number 5, a lot of readers have had bad experiences picking up Nigerian fantasy. And can you blame them? They haven't found the good writers. They haven't found you. So stop complaining that readers don't make effort and make effort yourself. If you have to pay for classes to make your work better, then do that. If you have to pay to find good editors to help you with your book, then do that. If you have to find beta readers who would give you honest, detailed feedback of your work, then do that. As long as you can guarantee readers that your book is worth it, they will buy it. Number 6, I don't know about you, but as a reader, I cannot think of any Nigerian character that I love or hate, which is a very bad thing. I honestly can't think of any character's name. I may be able to give my opinion about a story, or even say that I liked that story, but what happened to the characters? Besides the epicness of a fantasy, readers are supposed to connect with characters. That's the reason they keep coming back. If nothing else I've said so far makes sense, then this one should. Learn to write believable characters with real emotions and personalities that readers can connect with. Let your readers have something to hold on to, especially at the slower points in your book. Number 7, let your readers know who you are. People already find it hard to pick up Nigerian fantasy books. So if the readers can't pick up your book for what it is, let them pick it up for who you are. A reader might pick up your fantasy book because they heard you read the same kinds of books they like. Number 8, write what you know. I'm not telling you to write what you've experienced because this is fantasy and you've definitely not experienced fire breathing dragons. If you have though, send me a message, we have to talk. I'm also not telling you to write only Nigerian-based fantasy or with Nigerian locations because you happen to live here. Fantasy is made up, but it is still influenced by elements of reality, like the kinds of food found in a location or the climate of a particular environment. So to write what you know, you have to learn. You have to study both words of fiction and facts. Get the right information, learn the rules, and then you can go crazy. Number 9, write what you love. In this writing game, you're going to have some losses, and you're going to be disappointed and frustrated, and you're going to wonder if it's all worth it. The answer is yes. As long as what you're writing is actually what you love writing, then the bad days are only going to be fond memories to share and maybe even laugh about. Number 10, never give up. Please, Nigerian fantasy writers and every other writer out there, never give up on what you love. You can take breaks, enjoy a good read, just rest, but always come back. I know it's not easy getting people to see your value, but you do have value. There might be a little girl or boy out there struggling to find their place or learning to be as brave as all those epic fantasy characters we know, and your book might be just what they need. If no one else, keep writing for them and never give up. And lastly, you have a whole community out there willing to hold your hands and bring you along. Find them. They are waiting for you. Reach out to someone. Reach out to me. You are not alone in this. I hope these few words have been helpful. That's all I have for you today. If you liked this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.